halls to the bright lit stage. Every fan, every fight, every era, every age. This ain't war, it's a brotherhood, a safe space for all, like it always should. No gatekeeping, no divide. We stand together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you. Where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. No tribal lines, just respect me and you. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2. Are you ready? And together with pride worldwide. This is for the dreamers, rebels and crew, for the fans in the back and the diehards too. Break the chains, let the passion ring. We're calling out hate in the squared off ring. Kicking out at 2, where the love runs deep and the fight stays true. Kicking out at 2, no tribal lines, just respect me and you.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody in. This is our first try stream. We're live on the Red app. I got to be specific. I got to be more vague than usual because one of the other things doesn't like it. We're on the Clock app and we're on the X. So those
I'm
things.
sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, the
Who
Clock.
doesn't like what?
The Clock app doesn't like the Red app. So if you say the Red app on the Clock app, then the Clock app.
If you just say
gets-
the name of it?
Yes,
That's the dumbest shit ever.
I don't disagree, but we can say shit, so that's fine too.
Okay.
Yeah, Big Mike. I tried to catch you before you left over there on the Clock app. Yeah, we only do Twitch now on Thursdays because Sped's advice of them getting testy doing dual streams. So I didn't want to mess with that, and so we'll just kind of build that separately. We'll do the gaming stuff on Twitch, and we'll do the actual podcast here. Both of them will be on the Clock app going forward, since now I got that working. If you notice, those of you that are on the Clock app, there are some things on there, some viewer wants. If you give those gifts, you get different things. So like there's one on there for a Dusty impression. So if you give us one of those gifts, I'll do a Dusty impression on the spot. There's one for us to yeet. There's one for you to pick a topic.
Jillian!
And there's also one for a fantasy book dare, and I'll explain that one since that one even confused my partner here. It's basically, if you give us that one, give us anything and we'll quickly fantasy book it. No real deep direction into it. We'll just say, there we go. Stampede, welcome in. Jillian, I'm sorry you came in while I was talking. Welcome in. All right, now to the normal opening, because I know my partner always loves these. He, she's, theys, and all those who slay. WWE tried to let AI call the shots, but don't worry. We're still here to bring the human chaos, the hot takes, and the real drama from bell to bell. Welcome to Kicking Out 2. I'm Michael, and with me is the only co-host who can outsmart a robot, outheat a hot take, and still make us laugh in the process, Tori. Hey, Tori.
That one was pretty solid. I'll take that.
I decided to do it a little topical this time, see how that works. Normally I'm just going off on different jokes, but maybe that one's a little nicer. We're going to go ahead and do the news, just go straight into it, because we got a lot of news to talk about today.
All right.
Yeah, they can still hear us. I think it's just a little
Okay.
softer when we're talking when that's going.
Oh, okay. Hey, if you're on the clock, make sure you're tapping. Get those hearts loaded up.
That's right.
We appreciate you.
Tap it, tap, tap, tap. We're at 431 so far. I'll tell you right now, if we get up to 1,000, I'll give a free yeet just for you.
A free yeet.
A free yeet. Until 1,000, no free yeet. All right. So before we actually get to the news that I've written down, 2 brand new bits of news just hit before I got on today. There are a couple of injuries being reported right now. One is there's a possibility that Stephanie might have gotten injured on Raw.
A knee.
Yeah,
I saw
her
that.
knee kind of tripped up a little bit. No news on if she's out or anything, but she obviously did kind of have a little hitch in her giddy up, so we'll have to see.
Okay. Stampede, you're not wrong, and Lady Alpha, I'm with you too. Like, Jey Uso was the wrong choice. I'm sure we're gonna get to it, but it was there. I'm talking about it.
No, actually, I didn't put it on for today because we weren't going to talk a lot about Raw because we were going to talk about the fact that we were in Seattle for Wrestle Dream.
St. Louis.
Huh?
St. Louis, not Seattle.
My apologies, St. Louis.
That would have been a much longer trip and handled very differently.
That would have been, but we went to Bussies and it's okay. The other injury just got talked about on NXT just a little bit before
Soul
we got on there.
Didn't she?
Yeah, Soul hurt herself. So little change in plans there. Now Blake is going to be facing Zarya for the title. Zarya is going to defend it for her.
Defend the North American title?
Yes.
God damn it. They're going to put that title on her. Fuck.
So we'll see how that goes, but Godspeed to her. She had a little quick TikTok video that she did. It may have been on Instagram too. I don't know, but I saw it on TikTok. And she seems very emotional about it. So I don't know what the extent is or how long she's going to be out, but seems to have hit her pretty hard. But there is other drama. Andrade, obviously we know he got let go and then turned around. We did go to Uranus as well. There you go, Sped. I said it right.
We're not humoring Sped on this one. No, absolutely not. It's Uranus.
It's Uranus, it's Bussies, it's whatever. We might get kicked off the clock after that. But anyway, so he went over to AEW after he thought he got let go officially, or he did get let go, officially from WWE. Once he showed up in AEW, WWE went, nah, that's not happening. And so now he's just kind of in limbo. He has officially signed up for a couple of just indie things. Because it does look like there is going to be a non-compete there. They also did, one of the lawyers sent out what the actual quote-unquote rules are going to be going forward, but from everything I've read, this was not in his contract, so if he fights this, I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to get past it. It's just if he fights it or not. Going forward, if someone is fired for cause, not if they're let go, but just if it's for cause, it will be a year that they are out.
Well played, Big Mike.
Fair enough. Anyway, you had a surprised look on your face. Was that about what we're talking about, or did something just happen, or
something else I saw on Twitter from NXT?
Oh. We will avoid any spoilers as much as possible. I did have to talk about the injury, but
I feel like the injury being talked about is necessary, though.
It is kind of necessary on that one. There is some AEW developments happening, though. They are talking about doing a training center, which I don't think is a bad thing. So they are talking about doing a training center in Asheville, North Carolina. Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, Beth Phoenix, and Adam Copeland are all going to be involved with the talent training. Ace Steel was
say, if you're doing that in North Carolina, it had to be those, at least the 3 guys. I didn't know about Beth, but yeah. I'm here for it.
Ace Steel was considered to lead it for before he left AEW, so that was a possibility that he was going to do it as well. Cost likely has prevented the plan from moving forward. Sting's son, Stephen Borden, is training there. His training there, was part of kind of the tentative plans. So that's was kind of them starting the process. So it's still something that may possibly happen, but it has kind of been put on hold. It's being rumored that it is because of financial reasons. There are some things going on over there as far as like the WB is talking about selling their property right now, and so where does that end up for AEW?
The WB is talking about like Warner Brothers is selling what?
Selling the channel, as far as where they're partnered right now.
Oh,
So I haven't seen any more details on that, so I don't know. It does seem odd that you would think it'd be in Jacksonville, but however, if it's going to be those four running it, I mean, that's kind of where they're homed at, so that kind of makes sense. But it is kind of weird that it wouldn't be in Jacksonville because that's, where they do most of their stuff. But it is what it is. WWE Creative and AI rumors. Big rumors happened while we were in St. Louis. I'll say it right this time. That way I'm not like Hogan. In the Silver Dome, Superdome,
you're
whatever
also
dome.
not a racist piece of shit like Hogan, so you're good there.
That's valid. Very, very valid. But what we're seeing right now is that some of that's kind of been blown out of proportion. First of all, it was announced by Dave, and as much as we have loved Uncle Dave over the years, Uncle Dave has also very much kind of been pulling some shit out of his ass for the last few years. And this one seems to be one of those where he had a kernel of information and he just kind of went with it. So AI has been available to WWE Creative for years, but mostly as an assistant, not as an actual writing. That's my reason.
That's fair. I mean, I'm probably not quite that big, but that's fair.
Yeah. It's mainly used for research. So, like, for instance, they have all of their storylines and everything written into the AI already. And so they say, hey, when was the last time these two wrestlers have had a match? And so it'll bring that up and see when that is. Kind of easily bring some of those stats that we see of, like, it's been this long since these two people have faced one-on-one, or like things like that they like to do the hot button little voice notes for. The creative team still manually writes and produces shows. That's not changing. The new hire that they had is likely for production tasks, not creative control. If you look at his history, if you look at his profile over on LinkedIn, it's a lot of graphical AI, not general AI. So it does seem to be that maybe more of what they're doing is he's there for more like the graphical stuff. But everybody was immediately throwing him into.
I think this has definitely turned into a big nothing burger because it was just.
Yeah, I mean, you throw the word AI and storyline and all that out there, then obviously people are going to bite, and that's probably all it was there for. But, yeah, Michael Hayes, Paul Heyman, Ed Koskey, all of those people that are still part of it are still going to be human storytellers. They're not going to be leaning on AI to make stories. One of the big things that came out as the possibility is someone threw some stuff in there. Just to kind of see what storyline it would pop up with, and it brought up Bobby Lashley falling in love with Japanese culture. And so
I heard Tenzai called right after that and was like, hey, bitch, I want my gimmick back.
I already did that, man. But yeah, so it does seem to be like it's not as big as everybody was saying. Everybody was thinking that it was going to be this huge effect of it doing storylines and stuff like that, but that's not what they're doing. New Japan Pro Wrestling retirement match chatter. So from technology that we're talking about to potential dream matches, Shinsuke Nakamura discussed internally for Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement match. So more of a pipe dream than a serious plan. Nothing's actually contracted yet, but it is something that's kind of in the zeitgeist of the companies talking about it. So it's a possibility. Maybe that could happen. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see Nakamura back in New Japan for a little bit. It'd be a great match for Tanahashi. Because I think, I think we both agree that Tanahashi's kind of lost a step, and I think Shinsuke could definitely cover for that and bring him to a lot better match for his retirement. But there are conflicting reports about Nakamura's WWE deal. Maybe it's expiring, maybe it's renewed. Nothing's really been stated specifically. But it is a potential dream match. Hopefully we'll get to hear more about that over the time period. Little update on Ridge Holland. So Luke Menzies, Ridge Holland contract expires on November 14th officially. He's injured. He was injured, on a TNA booking while he was under WWE's contract. WWE is currently paying for the rehab. Accepted a 1-year extension at a lower pay because of that. WWE roster is disappointed, though, how injured talent payments are being handled post-pandemic. Because with it lowering it, obviously it's not as big of a payday for him. And then we also even heard recently some people getting released while they're injured. So then those people are not getting anything paid for from what we can tell. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. We're not in the room. We don't know for sure. But, nothing's being said about them still being paid despite being released. So we'll have to see. Stampede, I think you'd be great. You'd be a great opponent for take a shit as IWGP title.
Look, I think you'd be a great appointment. You can eat that knee just as well as anybody else can. So
That's right.
And that thing looks so good in person.
It does. We are also just to finish it up here. We're going to talk about the AEW media call. Just a quick recap of some of the high points that were talked about. Andrade, Tony Khan won't elaborate. He is excited for his return, but he won't elaborate as far as like when he'll officially be back in.
Who's?
Andrade.
Okay.
Tony Storm versus Chris Statlander timing. He said it was carefully planned. He wanted this to be the right moment for those two to finally go one-on-one. I don't disagree with that at all. I think it crescendoed to a good match between the two. The Asheville Training Center was discussed as a kayfabe answer. He said he might revisit that at a different time. The Nielsen ratings, they are trying to adapt to the new system. AEW remains confident that they're going to see higher and higher influx as they go along. For those that don't remember, a couple of weeks back, we talked about the Nielsen ratings. They restructured some of it so it's more accurate. Because previously it was just, hey, we're going to pick like 6 houses out of this neighborhood, and we're going to multiply those based on the percentage that's there for the people that are in the area. And so some things were inflated, some things were deflated. When they changed it, wrestling as a general kind of took a big hit. But it was more just because they're actually counting more people now instead of just a generalized topic of who they are, of where they are, excuse me.
I just have to ask, who gives a fuck about the Nielsen's anymore? Like, is this still a thing? Do we care?
I think Mrs. Nielsen gives a fuck. That may be the only one, but no. I agree with you. I don't understand the importance of the Nielsen ratings anymore. It's really kind of an antiquated system, which is probably why they're trying to revamp it. So if they revamp it to this new structure, maybe that helps out in the long run. I don't know. All right. So we're going to go from that. That's not what I meant to do. My apologies. We are going to do a quick little mid-run, and we'll be right back with you.
Don't go anywhere. Ace Finley again, reminding you to check out Gimmick Table Media, a community of creators, streamers, podcasters, and fans from all corners of entertainment. Dive into chats, collabs, and laughs. There's always a spot for you at the table. Catch all our amazing shows, creators, and exclusive content at linktr.ee/gimmicktablemedia.
So here's the thing. Gimmick Table Media. The QR code is right over here next to me here. That brings you to the link tree that has everybody's stuff that's part of Gimmick Table Media. Our wonderful collaboration with other wonderful creators inside and outside the wrestling world. We have got a wonderful witchy woman who does nice tarot readings for people, and she's killing it out there. We got a few wrestling content providers. We got a soap opera, daytime TV show thing. So if you're into that type of thing, the daytime TV, check them out too. They're over there on Suds. Also, I just found out today, I didn't know our DWE folks that just joined here recently. They also do football talk. Joined one of those streams today to kind of watch and see what's going on there. So if you like talking about football, and I think he's going to be talking about basketball too. So definitely join in on that if you need to or want to. That was a great match. We're going to talk about all the matches on our main event rewind.
It just sounds like somebody's a really bad DJ. It's DJ Khaled. We're just not yelling his name for this one.
Or Mark Henry?
Now, Mark Henry's a fire DJ because
Is he?
at some point, every set, he says, fuck Hulk Hogan. So that puts him in pretty high company.
Fair enough. All right, so we got to go to St. Louis. We got to go to Wrestle Dream, and so that is going to be what our main event rewind is about, is we're going to talk all about Wrestle Dream and the matches that happened there. Our take from what happened in the arena is going to be part of it too. And we're also going to talk about a couple of things that are controversial that have came up because of two specific situations that happened here. But we'll get to those when we get to those. So first of all, the first match of the night was Death Riders versus Roderick Strong and the Conglomeration. Or if you watch the entrance, the Conglomeration
Guest starring.
and Roderick Strong. Because he did not want to come out. Damn good match. I was thinking more of the 8-track, but yeah, tape deck too. Damn good match. You and I both said it during the match. Roderick Strong is a beast. And that man at some point needs to get the respect he deserves. He needs to get the ROH World title, get some sort of singles title there on AEW. But he is just a beast in that ring. I do like the fact that we finally got to see Pac in his wrestling gear and not this oversized, I found this stuff in the hallway shirt. But, Keebler Elf actually came out there looking fit. So, there we go. The winners of that match for Death Riders was a fast-paced opener with multiple commercial breaks. Highlighted the Paragon Boys interference and had a lot of strong tag psychology. It definitely set kind of a chaotic tone for the night. What'd you think of that?
It was fun. It was first match of the night. There was still a lot going on. We were all kind of getting used to the arena, who was where, people watching. So it was a good match from what I remember of it, because a lot happened that night. So from what I remember, nothing bad happened, no drinking or anything. There was just a lot that happened that night.
Absolutely. Next was Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. First of all, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford came out in Harley and Poison Ivy inspired gear and looked amazing.
Yeah, they did. And apparently they did several TikToks and other videos backstage, and they were fantastic little videos.
He did have a run with the international title, but that to me was in his, I don't know, they didn't know what to do with him.
They didn't.
So I'd like to see him just as his own, standing on his own feet, going for a title. It was a great tag match though. All four of these girls killed it.
Yes.
It's coming to a point where, and we can't say one's better than the other because WWE's women's division is fire too. The women are a better show than the men anymore because it was full of high spots, high energy. Included some double lariats, a Dr. Bomb.
Yeah, Willow and Megan going toe to toe. I just start to finish, another great match. The women, I was so happy with how the women's division showed up last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired of this camera tonight. I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry.
It's just being dumb. It's fine.
Just for a quick shout out, we are 1.1K likes over on TikTok right now.
Yeah, I'm sitting here just tapping that button while I'm not doing that.
Shh. Let me believe that people are doing it. Okay. But anyway, Nightingale delivers a finishing Dr. Bomb on Penelope and gets the win. Great match. Definitely gives some depth to that tag team division that we are building up now because we have those tag titles kind of just waiting in the wings.
Which
So,
we get the brackets on Wednesday. I'm
We
so
do.
excited about that.
We do.
I think our friend Misha has joined us on TikTok.
Okay. Hey, Misha. It's only showing 3 people on TikTok, but then
Or she was here at some point.
okay. The next match, which starts some of the controversy, FTR versus Jet Speed, which is Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. Just a big brawl to start it off, and then we get an announcement over the loudspeaker that, hey, we're about to start the pay-per-view. Fireworks are going to hit. Start clapping. Start chanting because they wanted a big opening for the pay-per-view. Let's finish talking about the match, and then we'll talk about the controversy that's going on with this match. FTR survives a bunch of near falls. The finish ends with Dax Hardwood's crossbody suplex, assisted by Stokely Hathaway. FTR is the winner. Excellent showcase for these guys. Like, it was a nice fight, and that's something that I think we needed there. There's also a lot of fun little parts. There was Kevin, who was off on the floor, acting like he was kind of knocked out, and there's some kids like reaching over the barrier, and he grabs one of their hands, and it's like they're
help pull him up.
like trying to help get him up. It was a cute little moment. And then later, because they were trying to help him get up, Stokely then goes over there and badmouths the kids, keeping them engaged in the show. So it was kind of a fun little take there, a little thing that they
I'm
did.
pretty sure one of those kids was, first of all, taller than Stokely and had a hoe with them because he can't get none. It's a little kid.
Because he can't.
But I think they actually did push Stokely too, like, get away from me. And I'm like, okay. I mean,
I think he did. So when they turned around, like, Stokely stepped forward a little bit. I think it was because the kid pushed him, which is hilarious.
great match, a lot of fun.
Yeah. So the big hubbub about this is, oh my God, they started this match, and halfway through the match, then they started the pay-per-view. You got some people saying it's a great thing. You got some people saying it looks Bush League. Me personally, this is something I've been begging for years. Because if we're ending up in a situation where you have the pre-show, which everybody gets to see, it's free, and you want to get those last few people to buy the pay-per-view right now, you give them a great match in that pre-show and have it bleed over into that pay-per-view. Well, now I want to see the finish of this match.
So I have a couple of thoughts here.
Go for it.
Like we talked about there, we were all super excited about it, all
Mhm.
4 of us, because we were sitting with my friend Jillian and her husband, who were both fantastic people. We had a great time with them. Jillian made my hair look so good. I appreciate you, girl. I don't have my little clip in here. I was looking for it a minute ago. I don't have it in here. That she made me.
Yep.
But
Jillian made some amazing clips, which looked great, and we're trying to get her to get an Etsy store or something because she's talented, and it was amazing.
Jillian's 100% correct. I love the way that they started this, like, did this.
Yeah.
I thought having them in the middle of the ring brawling as the fireworks went off behind them was an amazing visual. My critique to it is, if you're doing this to try and get more people, you need to do one of 2 things. Either slow the match down enough that they can get the ordering done and get the pay-per-view started to see it.
Mm-hmm.
100% Stampede. Yeah, we were all big fans of it. The downside to it is, if you stop the YouTube stream or wherever the post show was on, HBO, whatever, and you haven't bought the pay-per-view, or even if you have, it's not going to bleed straight into it.
Mm-hmm.
What I think they should have done is, this match isn't over. We're going to stick with it for the next few minutes on YouTube while you have time to order the pay-per-view.
I got you. Let it bleed over for 5-10 minutes.
5 minutes, whatever, because the match went a good another, 10 minutes or so?
Yeah.
So I think you say, you know what, we're going to do a 5-minute overrun to tell the people, hey, this match isn't over. The pay-per-view is starting. We're going to stick with it for the next 5 minutes here on YouTube. But if you order the pay-per-view right now, you'll be able to see this finish for sure during the Wrestle Dream, however they want to pimp it. But I definitely think that should have been done to keep the excitement going, because you're going to have that downtime.
See, I'm even fine. Jillian, that's a good point. I feel like I'm even fine if they didn't finish the match for free. It just being a lead-in to the pay-per-view to me was enough.
Yeah.
Me and you did talk about it a little bit, off the show, and the only thing I said is maybe not the fireworks. I do get it's a great visual, but that's the only thing I felt that was kind of hokey. It's like we got this fight going on in the ring, and now we have the fireworks going on in the background. Maybe wait for this finish to end and then do the official opening of the pay-per-view.
From the stands, yes. Once I saw how that looked in a visual on camera.
Okay, see,
no.
I haven't seen it on camera yet. So
Yeah, it's on Twitter. I think Kevin, I think Speedball posted it.
Okay.
The visual on Twitter is the camera is basically from the announce desk through the ring to the stage.
Okay.
So you can see them fighting, and between the legs, around them, between them, whatever, you can see the fireworks and everything going off. And I thought it was a really cool visual.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes, in the arena, it was really hard to keep up. But on camera, it looked amazing to me.
Fair enough. Like I said, I do think this is something that's a good call. I do feel like this is something that we've asked for before. And actually, WWE had done it a few times, if I remember correctly. The things kind of bleeding over into the actual pay-per-view. So it's not unprecedented, but it is them trying something different, which they need to start doing. They need to start looking for those little unique touches, so they're not going head to head with the WWE, but they're doing something different. And I hate to bring up the name again, because people always get touchy when this name gets brought up with AEW, but Eric Bischoff said it from the beginning. The reason he beat WWE for those weeks is because he decided he was going to do the exact opposite product that WWE had. He was going to do something different.
Yep.
So do something different. This was different. This was something that is a whole other thing to add to your presentation. So I liked it. I don't know why people are so touchy about it. People are more touchy about another thing we'll talk in a minute. Before we get to the next match, which was the official start of the pay-per-view, I will say, as one of the people in the arena, this is where I knew I fucked up, because I am 315 pounds, and we were trying to fit into a chair that probably my son could fit in.
These were the worst chairs I've ever been in.
Hold on. These are the absolute worst chairs I've ever been in. SCU.
SLU.
That too.
I appreciated that I was not the only one that said that. I did. Like,
thank you, Matt. That's
Danielle's husband. It wasn't Matt. Was that? I thought it was Danielle's husband that said it.
Was it Danielle's? It may have been. I thought you said it was
whoever's husband it was.
Someone's husband.
Somebody said it.
Exactly. That's another thing. Like,
Yeah.
do more of that, because they're not really doing that yet. They're doing it as special attractions. So of course we get, like, the AJ Lee and Seth, AJ Lee, and CM Punk versus Seth and Becky. So it's a special occasion thing. But yeah, like, it's a common thing in AEW. Keep making that something different.
Right.
But yeah, no, these were massively uncomfortable. I do feel like I'm going to go at some point and do the middle-aged white person Yelp review of, like, these are horrible. You need to rethink this shit, because there was a dude, I felt so bad for him. There was a dude that was probably about another one of me. He was a big dude. And he just kept getting up and walking around because like there's no way. I had to sit sideways to like fit into this chair. There's no way he fit in that seat. And so I could not imagine how uncomfortable he must have been. They really need to work on that. I will say when we went down later to see our friend, the ones down there did seem a little more big, so maybe it's because it's the general mission spot or wherever it is, but still, like, they need to understand that people watching these things are not usually small people,
Right.
so we need to keep that in mind. But that does not stop the action. The action was amazing. The next match, Jamie Hayter versus Thekla. Good Lord. First of all, her entrance was great. I love that we got to see like the build of it because they brought that little cage thing kind of in before they lowered the lights and everything. So we got to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it was a great match. Hayter eventually hits the Haterade for the pin and gets the
But just
win.
great back and forth, great match. Went exactly how we would expect it to. Just the way they beat on each other is more what I'm saying. We weren't sure who would win it. Had our thoughts, but it just
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
this
mean,
one and other matches, the women absolutely killed at Wrestle Dream.
yeah,
All of them.
there was not a bad women's match at all. I personally thought Thekla was going to win, and that's just because we still have the Sisters of Sin with her. It would give a reason for Jamie to lose. However, you brought up a very good point as we're sitting there discussing it while the match was going on, that she is the one that took out Jamie Hayter. So it makes perfect sense why Jamie Hayter would have got that win from her. Absolutely a great match. And then the aftermath too of we had Queen Aminata come in to raise Hayter's hand, give her a hug, and then the Sisters of Sin do show up on the ramp as well. They kind of beg them like, come on inside, let's do this. Of course, that didn't happen.
Came out looking fine as hell.
All that cake. I believe was the term used. But anyway, it was intense.
To be on that rooftop bar with us.
Intense. It was a technical match with a strong storytelling element. So definitely a great match to have there. Next is the match that you lost your mind on.
Okay, before we do that, Stampede has a point. They had everybody banned from ringside. I think that added to the match a lot.
It did.
Because the focus was on it, like he said, the focus was on the two women in the ring. Yeah, it makes a big difference when you don't have all that extracurricular crap going on the outside.
Yeah.
Which has been a pretty constant with those with these groups.
Yeah, which then, like, I didn't know that they were banned from ringside until I was actually even just writing the notes. I didn't know that was one of the stipulations, and them being banned would have changed who I thought was going to be in this because, yeah, if it's just Thekla, it makes sense for Jamie to win, and then later she can get that win back versus her using shenanigans when they're not banned. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks in a $500,000 match. First of all, I need these to stop.
I'm kind of done with the $500,000 thing.
It's cool and all. I do wish we were closer because someone did get thrown a stack. I would like to have get thrown a stack. That would have been cool. I don't think it was real money though, because nobody was fighting for it. Because I'm telling you right now, you threw a stack of money. I'm getting
Hands.
that.
Hands.
Give me that. But my partner here lost her mind.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because she got to do the whoas and wave her hands, and I absolutely loved it.
I don't know that there's any proof of this.
This is also one of the first times since Jillian is in here with us. One of my favorite things. Why is my live going to end? Don't end. Hold on. I got to do a thing because my live's going to end apparently. Now it's not going to end, so now it's going to keep going. Yeah. So I love seeing people enjoy wrestling. And Jillian and Matt were having so much fun in front of us because at this point, the people behind us had left, and we're not going to cram in sardines like anymore. So
we kind of spread out a little.
Tori and I stepped to the row behind us and kind of spread out some. So just watching those two go nuts in front of us was just as good, if not better than the show. Because I love people just loving the fandom. But I did take a video too. It's over on our Instagram if you want to go over and see that at some point. I just kind of did a pan of everybody doing the arm waving. Lucha Jurassic Express, excuse me, is so over. The
Yeah.
entire arena is doing it. And it's just great to see. It's great to see so many people having that much fun. This was an amazing match, though.
It was a great match. The Bucks are first of all, the Bucks Titantron was amazing.
Yeah.
Like the whole insufficient funds thing. And you're right, Stampede. It does play into what they're going to. The Bucks absolutely delivered. The tease with Kenny and the Bucks,
Mhm.
seeing Kenny save Jack after everything, like, but the match itself was just really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
Like you said, no ring rust whatsoever from Luchasaurus and Jungle Jack. I told Michael there were a few things that happened at the show that just like filled my soul with happiness. And yes, waving my arms and singing along with Baltimora was one of them. I was so happy doing that. Like, I was just so happy about it.
And you looked it. I was so happy to see that. Yeah, after the match, Jurassic Express wins. They've earned the $500,000. Don Callis family comes down and attacks them. Kenny Omega shows up to back them up. There is that kind of back and forth look between him and the Bucks. Like, what are you doing? Like, come in here and help them out. They kind of wave it off. He runs into the ring, goes and makes the save. The good guys get the upper hand. Cal's family runs with their tail between their legs. So, good match. I would agree with that rating. Absolutely, Stampede. 8.5. It was really, really good. Then we had the Hurt Syndicate versus the possibly worst named faction of all time, the Demand, in a tornado match.
That is a horrible name.
Number one contender match for the tag title. It was a chaotic match, though. Action with tables, spine busters, top rope spots. Shelton Benjamin ends up pinning Bishop Khan with a lateral press. They ended up winning it. I will say there was a knee that happened in this that Shelton Benjamin did, and every time he hits that knee, it just sounds like he is knocking someone's teeth out.
That is so smooth and well done. He's so good at it.
Yeah.
Like making it look good. To be fair, the other side of that is Bishop Khan sold the shit out of that. First of all, he saved Ricochet and ate that pin,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a good story thing for them.
Absolutely
But
is.
it was very just, again, great match. Getting to sing along with We Hurt People was fun.
He ain't wrong.
Yeah, that match was 100%. That shit was all over the place.
The hand gesture's cool, but it just, yeah, it's, I don't get it. I guess because they demand respect or whatever, but it's just, it's
guess.
weird. I think that's a good rating. 7.25. That's not bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Next we got the Protostar. You got to say his full name, Big Mike. Full name, the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher. versus Mark Briscoe for the AEW TNT Championship. Good Lord, this kid is so good. I have told you when we were talking in the car, I hate using the terms like he is this generation's blah or he is the next blah. This man is the next Shawn Michaels, though. He is the Shawn Michaels for this generation.
And I'm going to change that up a little. This man is the next show stealer. Whoever you want it to be, whoever you want to put that on, whether it's Shawn, Dolph, AJ, Adam Cole, Kenny, whatever, this man is that guy.
Yeah.
Every match he's had with anybody has just been so good.
Yeah. I have seen some complaints kind of starting at this match, and I want to get your take on it. So this take had a bunch of near falls with big moves. We had the Froggy Bow, we had the J Driller, and they were like, 2.9 kick out with those. It does seem like AEW does do a lot more false finishes than WWE does.
They do.
Do you think that's a good thing, an okay thing? Do you think it's just that's their style and that's fine, or do you think it takes away some of the excitement?
I think it does take away a little. I do think there's a certain element of, because of it, you're not sure where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like we're not protecting anybody's finish. And I feel like that's a problem.
Okay.
Now, I'm like, if you brainbuster Toa Leona because of the Samoan thing and the way they've built him up, I'm okay with him kicking out of that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
But to have anybody kicking out of that at any point, the fact that he has to go to the corner to do it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think we've lost the protected finish, the protected finisher. Because it's like we talked about with Baron Corbin, and I don't remember what his name is.
Bishop.
But yeah, the End of Days was super protected.
Mm-hmm.
And it should have been.
Yeah.
Because that was a fantastic finish that he could hit on just about anybody.
Yeah. Well,
and his Deep Six may be the prettiest Blue Thunderbomb, Bossman Slam, whatever you want to call it.
I think the Deep Six was a better move. I always thought that should have been his finisher instead of the End of Days, but
the fact that Bishop Dyer, thank you. I couldn't remember his last. I couldn't remember. I think we've lost a little bit of the plot on the protected finish, and I think they need to find that again.
Yep. I'm always good. I'm okay with false finishes. It's the multiple finish thing. Like you hit, in the case of the Protostar, you hit the Brainbuster 4 times in a match. That first one should have finished it. That's why it's the finisher. There are going to be occasions, obviously. Like, I'm not saying that it's never happened or not precedent before, because obviously we've had situations back in the Attitude Era where Stone Cold had to hit 3 or 4 stunners. But that was like a WrestleMania match against The Rock. Like, it was a bigger situation than just, hey, we're doing this on Collision or whatever. Or like the B pay-per-views. You usually got a pretty clean, quick finish. So, and they're doing it more in WWE as well. The Crossroads thing is something that's been irritating me for a long time, because he started hitting 3 of them, and now that's the norm, is that you have to hit the 3 to get the finish, and that's just weird to me. If that's the case, then why not just have that be your finisher? Your finisher is 3 Crossroads. But either way. Yes, One Winged Angel and the Blade Runner do seem to be 2 that are still very protected. And that's because they don't hit it until it's the finish. And I guess that's kind of my point, is like, and this, to equate it back to WWE a little bit, a lot of people lately have been complaining about the Haluva kick. not agreeing with that being a finish. Whether you agree with that being a finish or not, there's a reason why he would hit the Blue Thunder Bomb and sometimes get a pin, but usually not. But then he would hit the Haluva kick and then that gets the pin. Like, that's the finish. So if he doesn't get the win off anything else, he's going to get the win off of that. And that's always kind of been my thought of how that should go. But that's just my dumb opinion. Obviously, Kyle Fletcher kept the belt. He hit the turnbuckle brainbuster to get the win for that. So I do agree with what Stampede said there. With they seem to be wrestling soulmates. Anytime these two are in the ring together, it is a banger match. And
Yes.
it's, to me, it's the same level of when we've got Shawn Michaels versus Mankind at the time. Jay brings something out of Kyle that's not just him being pretty and good in the ring. He brings an intensity with him that I think Kyle needed to help step out of that shadow. Next, we had the Women's Championship match. Chris Statlander versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. This was a hell of a match. A bunch of back and forths. German suplex after German suplex. We had some chicken wings. Saturday Night Fever sequences that happened. But Statlander had pertaining with Saturday Night Fever. Do you want to say anything about the match before we talk about the aftermath?
It was amazing. Like, I do also want to say, because I know she was here and I don't know if she still is, but shout out to Jillian. If you saw the pay-per-view, you saw Aubrey's hair, the little clip that she had in, Jillian made for her, and Aubrey had them put it in and sent Jillian a picture, and I thought she was going to cry in her seat.
Yes.
Completely understandable, because I had mine in and thought it was cute and got a bunch of compliments on it.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to Jillian.
Including the drunk dudes behind us.
Yeah, that dude wanted to buy them. It was a great match. For their first, it wasn't their first one-on-one, but their first one-on-one with Stat as the champ.
Yeah.
I thought it was done really well. They both look like absolute beasts. I'm looking forward to, they're gonna run this back. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think obviously someday we're going to get this run back. I do think that they're building more tag teams because you got the Tony and the Mina situation where you have the little backstage. They're trying to interview Tony. Tony's not saying anything. Mina comes into frame, says, "You still have me." They hug. So I think they're putting them together to be part of that tag team division. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Ma'am, we weren't just being nice. Those are amazing. And I need like 3 more, okay?
So
I will pay for them. They were so cute. Now I have to go get it.
While you're getting that, I'm going to say this. So this right here that I've been growing, I've been doing this for a while now. And my point of this at some point is to be able to braid this for Renaissance Fair that me and my daughter go to. And I want this to be long enough at some point that I can braid it. I want you to use your wonderful creativity. If you can get me some sort of wrestling thing to be the beads for the braids, that'd be fucking awesome, and I'd pay for it. So, because those looked amazing. That was one of the coolest things I've seen. Yep.
So that's what it is. It's an AEW women's title belt, or world title belt, that she bedazzled and clipped into my hair.
Yeah.
After she styled my hair, because Jillian used to be a stylist and was my hero that night.
Yep.
So, no, ma'am, we're not just being nice about it. It's incredible.
See, that gets me excited. She says, "I got you." All right.
I need the TBS title. I saw all the others now, and I'm like, I need all of them. Like, all of them.
In fact, Miss Hairdresser, if you're able to braid them, if we can do that at the next event we all go to, I'm down for that. I'll pay you to do that too. Yeah, it's freaking cool. And hey, welcome in, Lady Alpha. I don't think I saw you come in.
Any of them, all of them, whatever you can do, I will take them. As much as I'm not a fan like I am for AEW, I'll take a WWE one. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are fucking awesome. So
Hold
I
on.
just
A little personal request. If you can find the Divas title, make that for her. Because she loves that
that
title.
would be so fire. Twitter just reloaded for me, and my daughter is. Hang on, let me get her to come down here because she'll appreciate this.
Okay.
Hang on, though. Go ahead, and we'll come back to it in a moment.
Snuck in through the back porch. It's always through the back door.
Oh,
Is this something we need to wait on, or do we need? Or
no, go ahead. It's
Okay.
something we can come back to.
we can go back to. Okay, so the aftermath of this though is Mercedes comes down. She comes down with, what are they called? You said you knew the name of them.
The frat house.
The frat house. It looked like
Jack Jameson, Griff Garrison. Who the fuck is Griff Garrison?
I don't know. Team New
You've
Jersey
seen that-
short of
you've
me.
seen that on the being the elite with the Dark
Yeah.
Order, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
And Cole Carter.
so she comes down.
Preston
They're
was part
holding.
of it, but I think he's hurt.
Okay. They're holding all 11 of her belts.
10
No,
at the
10.
time.
10 at the time, excuse me, of her belts. Mina Shirakawa comes down. This is AEW TBS versus ROH interim title. I'm going to say it was a good match. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
It was a good match.
It was a good
it was
match.
the wrong choice.
Yeah, there was so many other choices we could do for this. First of all, we're doing the ROH interim title, so it's not even really the title. With the Dark yeah,
Look,
those guys.
it's Jillian not being a homer at all for the Dark Order.
Yeah, no, I'm good with it. I'll get the claw. We're good. That's my next get. So like you see all these toys here behind me. My next get is I want to get all of the Dark Order. That's gonna be my next thing, including Brody, because the Brody figures are still
You
out
are
there.
going to make Jillian the happiest person ever because Jillian loves the Dark Order.
I love the Dark Order.
She joined in their original phase and has never left.
In fact, actually, Jillian, if you haven't seen it, Evil Uno does funny commentary with random co-hosts of a local promotion. It's hilarious. One of some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. Yeah, Statlander did have some boys too. I don't know who those boys were, but they did a little, I don't know, posing behind her. But so Mercedes comes down, kind of has a little face-to-face with Stat, so obviously we're kind of building to her eventually going after the women's title with her. But her and Mina Shirakawa have a great match. Monet finally gets it with a backslide with a foot on the ropes, which then is claiming both titles. Now she is 11. The next night, she captured her 12th. So now we are
In Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
12
I found
belt
to know where
Monet.
she was, but
It was in an amazing arena, and I'm sure Stampede knows the name of the arena. The arena looked amazing because it was very old school. All right.
Jillian has a big thing for Tyler Breeze. She would like him to join the Dark Order if possible.
Tyler in the Dark Order would be amazing.
It'd be fucking hilarious is what it would be.
So this does establish Monet as dominant while advancing her to a feud possibly with Statlander. I've said it over and over and over and over again. It is really hard to bet against her at this point. But surely, she's not going to beat Stat for that title.
I don't think she's going to be Stat, and don't call me Shirley.
Fair enough.
It was too easy.
That was too easy. All of my dad
low-hanging
jokes,
fruit.
it was payback. I'm good with that.
Y'all have no idea what I dealt with this weekend. No idea.
A lot of gas by that bussy. Bussy, Buccee, bussy. Anyway. Yeah.
St. Louis on Saturday. Okay, so now that Grace is here in her moo
Momo.
Louis Tomlinson of One Direction gave his thoughts on Logan Paul. I fucking forever despise Logan Paul. Horrible, horrible little fucker. I think that's also the problem with some of this new media. I would like to think most journalists have a duty to care.
Yeah. Anyways, Stan Louis, Stream Lemonade, new album comes
Right.
out in January.
Yes, we're going to the show at Red Rocks in June.
Right on.
But yes, I saw that and was like, holy fuck. Louis just went in on Logan Paul.
Well, part of it is like he started this thing about Zayn whenever he did a podcast with Liam.
Oh.
Like he said some like low key racist shit about Zayn.
It was on Logan's podcast.
Hey, real
I
quick.
remember now. Okay.
Real quick, Tori. We have a question over on the Clock app. Chris
All right.
Jones is asking, who do y'all think Cena's last few opponents will be?
We actually talked about this a decent amount last weekend.
We did.
It'll
So-
be Louis. No, I don't think it will. I honestly, there are lots of options. I personally feel even if he wins, I don't think Cena wins another match.
Okay, you think he lays down for the rest of them?
He's got what, 4 dates left? Probably 2 matches.
I think so, yeah.
I don't think he wins either one. And it does not tarnish Cena's legacy in any way, shape, or form.
I don't disagree. Who do you think they're going to be? Pick 2. I already have my 2, so.
I think one of them will be Trick Williams.
Okay.
The other, I'm hoping, is The Miz.
The Miz would be good. I think The Miz is in his own thing right now.
He is.
I do think one of the ones that we've heard through the grapevine that nobody wants, I think, is one that's going to happen. And storyline wise, it makes sense. As much as I don't think I'd like the match, I do think his final opponent is probably going to be Gunther, and he is going to go out on his back, because then Gunther can say he retired 2 legends. The other one, I would like to have them put Dom in. Just have Dom do one good match with Cena.
I
Again,
would be
Cena
fine
can
with Dom
lose.
being the
It's
final
fine.
opponent. Dom being the final opponent and going over.
Yeah.
Even if Dom takes the L and loses, say, the Intercontinental title to Cena just to get it off of Dom,
Mm-hmm.
and Cena retires, we have a tournament, whatever, I'm good with that. It's probably Gunther. I just don't want it to be because I fucking hate Gunther.
I'm going to say it a little differently. It's not that I don't like Gunther. It's that they are sticking Gunther with people who are not good chemistry-wise with him.
Yes.
His matches with Ilya were always amazing. His match with Sheamus was really good. I think if he did a match with Rusev, it'd be a good match. He needs those like hard-hitting fight feel matches. Those are what he needs. You stick him with a Jey Uso, you stick him with a John Cena. And I'm like, we've already seen that the Jey Uso chemistry is not quite there. I don't think the chemistry would be there with Cena either. Unless Cena channeled a little bit of that ruthless aggression John Cena from old. You know, the old thugonomics guy. If he brought some of that out, maybe it ends up looking a little bit better. But Cena as it is right
I would love
now,
for him to show up as the Doctor of Thugonomics in his last match.
see, but that could make it a better match. That could make it a better match for Gunther if he doesn't do 5 moves of doom, all that stuff. He brings back Thugonomics John Cena to have a fight with Gunther. I think that would be fun. But we'll have to see. But Chris Jones, I hope that answered your question. Stick around, like us,
Thanks for
share,
coming.
all that
We
stuff.
appreciate
Thanks for
you.
coming in. We do have some little things on there since you're in here. Just little fan ditties. If you answer any of those, or give any of those little gifts there, you get something fun. They're labeled there on the screen. We'll go ahead and go on to the next match. Bro Dito versus the Don Callis family for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Very high octane match. Bro Dito is so fun to watch, and it makes no sense, but they are so fun to watch. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. He said he never gets a chance to catch us live, but he loves to watch our clips. This is actually the first time we've ever been live on TikTok. Well, I can't say the first time. First time in like 2 years we have been live on TikTok. But we're normally over on the red app or the purple app if we're doing the gaming stuff. So definitely, hit us up over there too if you ever get a chance. We are at Kicking At It too on pretty much everything. But all right. Stampede got that going there with Dragunov just coming back. Yeah. Fair enough. Him putting down Cena, I still don't know if I'd like that match, but
I'm not a Dragunov hater. I'm just not a fan. This is where the buffet, and I'm just like, I'll pass.
I'll pass on the salad, thank you. The wrestling dressing gives me gas. Brodito being your tag team of the year, I could see that. The tag team of the year should be the New Day.
They didn't do anything wrong.
They didn't do anything wrong. And obviously, with what happened on Raw, they have a better bond than those two so-called twins, if they really are twins. I mean, they were born on different days.
We're not doing that. Stop it.
You got to be born on the same day to be twins.
No, you don't.
Ilya Dragunov.
Stampede can point you in the right direction on some Dragunov to understand him.
Yeah. I will say, I do think he's been in the lab as far as personality is concerned. He did do a behind-the-scenes interview after winning the U.S. title, and it was a really good, passionate speech that he did. And that's always the thing that's taken me out of Ilya, has been his promos, because I haven't felt them. That one I felt. So maybe, just maybe, he's turning a corner, at least for me. Yes, Brody King's, Chris over on the Clock app says, love Brody King. His work is so underrated. It absolutely is. For instance, for some reason, we have the ROH champion, who is also the tag champion, who's now going to be facing Kyle. Is that who he's facing? Why isn't that Brody? Give Brody that match.
That's a question. Thank you, Stampede. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. And I will argue with Woods and Kofi all day long.
And the earth is round, and we actually went to the moon. And nobody wants to watch big, meaty men slap at me. But, yeah. No, this was a great match, though. High-octane match. Brody hits the 21 plex on Okada for the win. Brody did a flying plancha through the ropes, which, Jesus Christ.
That big man can absolutely move in a ring.
Absolutely he can. I cannot, and I don't care how many times I see it, but seeing it live, Brody, I'll get to that in a minute, Lady Alpha. Brody doing that cross body with someone in a chair sitting against the rail. Seeing it in person, completely different feel. Because that crack was loud.
Yes.
Whew. I felt so bad for Takeshita.
So, the New Day used to have a podcast with the three of them. Big E, Xavier, and Kofi. And they had the Usos on there. And for some reason, they had this dumbass argument that if one was born at 11:59 and the other one was born at 12:01, they weren't twins anymore. Like they hadn't just spent the last 12 months rubbing buttholes in the fucking womb.
I don't think that's what she was hunting. She was hunting the meaty men.
That was a whole different part of the New Day podcast.
So they were going around talking about dream matches, and Big E popped up with, everybody wants these like wrestle classics. He's like, that's not what I want. Bump that.
Bump that.
I want 5 Goldbergs against each other. I want big meaty men slapping meat.
I'm gonna find the clip and send it to her.
Yeah, absolutely send her that
this
clip.
This is some of the funniest shit you will ever see in your entire life.
If you find the clip, save it from the show too.
I have it.
Because that needs to be on our page somewhere. Anyway, no, Kofi and Xavier, no, they are not big meaty men. But Big E is a big meaty man, and that's why, like, if you watch, sometimes when there's a bunch of big dudes in the ring, Corey Graves will call it a Big E special, and that's because it's big meaty men slapping meat. But anyway, it was a great match. Burger King Bandito walk away with it. Post match,
we are starting.
What?
We're starting to tease the Takeshita Okada because Okada hit the Rainmaker on Takeshita.
Yes.
When he missed Bandito.
Yep, and that's what I was going with. So the aftermath, you see Okada and Takeshita out of the ring on separate sides. Don Callis goes to check on Okada, does not check on Takeshita. So, still teasing that just a little bit more. But I think the even bigger thing that happened in the chaos after the match was Brody did the Macarena. We finally got Brody doing the Macarena. That's a scary ass Macarena.
Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. I'm sorry, what?
That means something was said in the something was said in someone's comment that got blocked. If that ever happens, folks, just write part of the sentence and then enter and then write the rest of the sentence. Sometimes it's the combination of words that the clock app doesn't like. Chris Jones did end up repeating something, though, so maybe it was what got blocked there. Man that big shouldn't be able to move like that. Absolutely. That man should not be able to move the way he does. But he does, and that man should be a world champion at some point. I thought he should have been already by now, but that's my opinion. Next match, Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. Whew. Samoa Joe hits hard, no matter who he's in the ring with. And then you put him in there with Adam Page, who also hits people hard. So it's a very strong main event, in quotes, because it's not the last match of the show, but was considered the main event because the next match was an I Quit kind of unsanctioned thing. Page retains with a buckshot. I'm just going to say go back and watch the match if you haven't. It was a great back and forth. Joe at his best. But so Page retains with that buckshot. The post-match, Joe is kind of laying against the ropes on one side of the ring. Adam Page is on the other. Both Hobbs and Shibata come out and kind of help Joe back on his feet. Joe goes over, shakes hands. They raise arms and everything. And then in the pop of the night, Joe reaches around and clotheslines the hell out of Adam Page.
He took his head off.
He took his head off with that clothesline. And I say pop of the night just because our section, at the very least, was popping for the fact that Joe did it.
We were all so excited about that one.
I was definitely one of the ones that was yelling, to murder him, take him out, just beat his ass. Because I want to see Joe get the belt.
I will say I've done it before, but being part of the Joe's gonna kill you chant was kind of fun too.
That was fun too. Anyway, sorry, I saw something on Twitter there. The last match of the night, and this is where some more controversy comes into it, we had Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley in an I Quit match. I cannot explain the violence that was in this match, except for saying this. There was no blood in this match.
So I saw it on Twitter, and I don't remember if it was Stampede or somebody else. The Missouri Athletic Commission has issues with blood.
Yep.
Who's asking these people's opinion? Why are they here? This is not a sport like basketball is.
So I agree with you, but it is one of those things that is still a layover from when it was all kayfabe. The Boxing Commission still has some sort of say-so, and a lot of things happen in a wrestling ring. I do think it's something that needs to change. For years now, we've known that it's just entertainment. It's just a show. So if they were recording an episode of Law and Order there, are you telling me they can't show any blood? Because it's just a TV show. But that could be fun. That could be fun. I like that, Stampede. But not to be outdone, considering that we couldn't have any blood. We had a brutal hardcore match involving chains, steel steps, chairs, a fish tank, and possibly the thing that got the biggest ooh of the night, bamboo skewers underneath nails. They put that up on the big screen. All of us were like, nope, not watching that. That's not happening.
I'm watching this without looking at the screens because I'm like, I know what he's doing, but I can't see it over here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's over here and over here too. But I'm going to look right here because no. Jillian, on the other hand, is like this.
Yeah.
Whole head turned, face covered. She's like, no, the fuck, I'm not.
Yeah. I was also hiding my face, so I don't know if Matt also hid his face. But yeah, it seemed like most of our section was just like not looking at that point because we did not want to see that. That is some gross shit. But this match went on for a while. We ended up in a situation where there's a spot of there's a fish tank. They put water in it. He is drowning Darby.
They waterboarded him. Let's just call it what it is. He waterboarded Darby Allin.
Yeah. The lights go down, and this is one of those moments like we talked about, like these moments that made this special to us. The chanting, the being involved with the entrances, doing the Monet dance. Mine was Sting, because the lights come back up and it's Sting. I had not seen
Sting.
Yeah, I had not seen Sting in an arena live since '98. So being able to see Sting, possibly in the last thing he's ever going to do, because he's already said, like, this year he's done with everything after. So this could be the last time he stands in a wrestling ring. And the fact that I got to see that was pretty emotional for me, because it's an awesome thing. I will say it's amazing that he looks better now than I think he ever has. Because that look with the old man Sting, the white hair, the beard, just the little strip in it, that looked cool as hell.
The old man Sting was fire. We were all... Well, the lights went out, and I'm thinking, okay, somebody's coming back.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking Sting until people started reacting to it.
Well, and I want to give credit to the dude behind us who was drunk as shit. But he'd been saying, like, through the entire match, he was like, Sting's going to come back, I bet you. Sting's going to come back, I bet you. And the lights went off, and he was like, I fucking told you, Sting's coming back. And then sure enough, Sting shows up.
The passing of the torch moment, you're not wrong, Stampede. It was a good match. It was fun. The skewers were... But are we moving on to the stupidness that has come out of this now?
Well, let's finish the match. We'll talk about the stupidness. But so the match is ongoing even after that. But Sting kind of no look passes. he is drunk, but he is wise. Absolutely. No look passes the bat to Darby. Darby beats the hell out of Moxley, puts him in the sharpshooter, the Scorpion Deathlock, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of the ring. Moxley gives up very quickly. Before we get to the controversy, I will say I need Mox to explain why he gave up so quick.
I think it's the Gunther thing.
Well,
The same thing as Gunther.
And I'm fine with it, but Gunther didn't explain it either. I need him just to say, look, I was in a move. I wasn't going to be able to get out of it. To keep me from getting hurt, yes, I quit the match.
Well, and somebody else pointed out, he's fine as long as he has the Death Riders or Marina. He had nothing at that point.
Yep.
So it's definitely going to be, I hope he does say something just because I think it would be a good thing. But it did feel a little anticlimactic, but it was still fun.
Yeah, it was still a fun match. So to the controversy. So obviously, waterboarding someone on national TV or on a pay-per-view. All right. It's a bit much. However, if you're going to an AEW event, if you're watching an AEW event, you know what you're getting into. If you have watched this show for longer than a month, you know that Darby Allin and Mox are going to go to the extreme. You know this. So I don't think anybody watching the pay-per-view had a problem with it. However, some criticism came out. A woman named Sarah Stock, who was a former wrestler for TNA, who had done some questionable things over there too, but we'll leave that alone, was a former trainer for AEW. And she posted her opinions on it, saying that basically this is the worst thing to happen since the plastic bag moment that happened. Urged parents to intervene. And
here's where she fucked up.
Yeah. She has gotten dragged through the internet for the last couple of days because she decided that she was going to post a video of someone saying their piece about the safety of children out of context from what we're talking about here. I don't know if you want to say the person. I don't know if you want to.
I don't care.
Okay. So Amanda Huber, friend of the show, someone that we enjoy very much. She sent her a text message first. Said, hey, look, that's out of pocket. It's fucking ridiculous that you post a video of me, talk about your opinion of a thing that has nothing to do with each other. And then that became a 48-hour fight between the two of them and the rest of the internet. Matt Morgan defended Stock. Of course, Amanda Huber.
I'm sorry, what?
Matt Morgan defended Stock, praising her professionalism and experience in the industry. He emphasized the importance of heeding her concerns.
Of course he did.
A lot of AEW talent, including Nyla Rose. Of course, back to Amanda and what's going on with this. Do you want to say your piece and then I'll say my piece? Because I have no problem conceding the floor, letting you talk about your side of it first, and then I'll say what I have to say.
Go ahead.
Well, all I was going to say is our friendship with Amanda aside. Anytime you're calling for a show or an industry to be removed from television because of something that you don't like, to me is a very slippery slope. We are already seeing this type of environment today because of the politics that we see of people getting quieted in their voice. If you don't like it, there's a button. Turn it off. If you don't like it, there's a channel change. If you don't like it, there are other things you can watch. We don't need to say, take this shit off TV. Which her response to it was because of the children. Well, children are going to try to imitate this. My children wouldn't have. You know why? Because my children know it's a show. I break that down to them. This is entertainment. This is a show. This stuff's dangerous. Don't do this. WWE itself has put that out for years. Don't try this at home. Now, did we always listen? Absolutely not. I blame that more on my parents, though, than I do on WWE for showing it. Because they're the ones who didn't watch me try to do an elbow off the top of the roof. That's their fault, not hers. Not theirs, excuse me. Agreed. She's lost a lot of that. It's weird, like I said this to you earlier, it's weird that we've gotten bad takes from people that I'd never expected it from, because we've had bad takes this year from Mickie James, from Gail Kim, now from Sarah Stock. Getting some bad takes from some people. And this one in particular, I hate, though, because it is silencing a whole thing. That if you don't like it, you can turn it off. If you don't want your kids watching it, don't let them watch it. But to say that, well, I don't think anybody should watch this because kids are going to imitate this. Kids watch anything that they want in some homes. So they could also imitate Negan with a baseball bat busting open Glenn's head. They can imitate Superman trying to jump off a rooftop. There are so many other things they can imitate, not just wrestling. Biggest thing I always imitated when I was in wrestling was submission holds. So what about them watching MMA? Can they watch MMA? Should we turn that off? Should we stop showing that product because kids might see it and imitate it? Or should we say, look, maybe the parent should make a better decision? Or do we have a fuck around and find out? Where do we end up with that? That's all I have to say. Floor is yours, ma'am.
I'm not going to put aside the fact that I'm friends with Amanda.
Okay.
I'm not.
Fair enough.
I will defend that woman till my dying breath. And I was obviously there for the show. I know what happened. I was there. I was a wrestling fan when a little boy killed his sister doing wrestling moves through a coffee table in Florida. And that's when WWE started doing the don't try this at home. I've been there through all of it. I was there a few months ago when we tried to poke out Rey Mysterio's eye. Where was your outrage about that? I've been there through all of it. For your bitch ass to come in here, complain about it, and then take some shit out of context about Amanda and bring it in here? Are you fucking stupid? Ma'am, you choked a bitch on live television at 8 in the evening. It was midnight on a $50 pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
If your kids are still watching that, first of all, bitch, you ain't got no kids. Fuck them kids. What? It's midnight. It's midnight on a $50 pay-per-view. This is not Dynamite at 7:30. Yes, is that clip going to make its rounds? Of course it is. But guess what? I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you...
Hey, Final Boss Lady. Welcome in.
I'm all for having an opinion. Voice your opinion. Wrong, right, whatever. Voice your opinion. Say it with your whole fucking chest. But to use some out-of-context child grief stuff about somebody who's done nothing but try to be your friend is Bush League.
Yeah.
And to say, well, and people said, well, you should have texted her. Screenshots. Amanda comes with receipts, folks.
Mm-hmm.
She did. And Sarah's response was, toughen up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, cool. You had a bad take, but you think it's okay to bring all of this shit in. So, I've been a big Gail Kim fan my whole life until a couple of weeks ago when she ran off at the mouth and then just kept digging. Do I agree with everything Mickie James ever said? Absolutely not. There is a certain point where Mickie was like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Gail at some point finally stopped tweeting.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 days later and Sarah is still responding. I've never worked in the business. I've never drawn a dollar. I hate to break this to Sarah. You worked in the business and you've still never drawn a fucking dollar. You had a throwaway career that no one's going to remember. We're just going to remember you attacking a woman who has done her best since her husband died. And shout out to anybody that's a mom or a parent that has lost a partner in a terrible way like Amanda did, to go on and... You picked the wrong bitch. Because Amanda is that bitch too.
Mm-hmm.
She has not backed down at all.
No.
And the way that people have come to her defense, yes, the AEW fans have, because that's our girl. But the way that other people have too, to be like, what the fuck? Had Amanda been talking about something like this and you use that clip, cool. You used a clip of her talking about her children dealing with grief when her husband, their father, died. You're embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell the fucking president. Put down your phone and stop. I haven't said anything to her on Twitter because I'm aware that it opens a floodgate. But guess what? I'm getting real fucking close. Cut this. I'll attach this shit. She can watch. You picked the wrong bitch. Because Amanda's not having it. And we will have Amanda's back till we die.
100%.
I'm done.
Okay. I think that was Kali level.
I probably could have gone on, but
I will end that though. So the industry debate, this incident obviously sparked a broader discussion within the wrestling community about the balance between entertainment and safety and the responsibilities of promotion, the performers and the viewers. Here's my thing. You are a grown-ass company. You are grown-ass people, men, women, whoever's in the ring. They can decide to put their bodies on the line. They do it every day. And if Darby says, yeah, I can hold my breath underwater for a minute while you put my head under there,
here's the other side to that.
let him do it. Like, who has the right to tell him not to if he's like, I can do this, that's a spot we're going to do?
Stampede, you're not wrong. You're not. I watched the video of the Darby fish tank spot. At almost every point, he had at least some contact with Moxley, physically. I don't know what their signals were. I don't know the specifics, but he typically was doing something to let Moxley know, hey, bitch, pull me up.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's like they give the Iggy when they're choking each other. They give the Iggy when they're in a submission hold. Like they give the Iggy after a finisher. And for those that don't know the term, giving an Iggy, it's like you grab the hand and squeeze. You grab an arm and squeeze. Just a little like nudge of like, I'm still okay. And so I'll guarantee you, yeah, he probably had his hand on his hands or whatever. And as soon as he's like, all right, I'm getting there, a little just squeeze. No, to get me out of there. I'm sure they were as safe as they possibly can be. Can mistakes happen? Absolutely. Could he have
100%.
accidentally inhaled some water? Yes, he could have. But we're also talking about the same people that jump off of 20-foot ladders, people that jump off of, 2-story cages, people that fell
We're
through
talking about
3
a
stories
dude
of
that climbed
cages.
to Mount Everest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we're concerned with him not being completely understanding that his body is going to be fucked up if he messes up a move. So
To say that this is going to be something kids are going to imitate, I'm sorry. I watched Wile E. Coyote strap a racket to his ass, and I never tried that. The fuck? Like, it just was such a horrible take.
Yeah.
And then you still kept talking.
Yeah. Just kept
Like,
going on.
Are you just licking somebody's nuts to get a job? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. But so obviously that's probably going to be a debate that we're going to see going on here for a while. Hopefully not between those two. Hopefully at some point, as you said, Sarah puts the phone down and stops, because it's becoming this big thing. And it to me, I think at this point we've lost the sauce of what the reasoning was. People are mad because she's saying that we shouldn't do the spot. People are mad because Amanda's saying we should do the spot. That's not what this was about. It was about the fight. The initial fight was because she used a clip of something that had nothing to do with this take, and then decided to run with that. Absolutely. No, it's not even close to the... I mean, he physically lit Mox on fire. He's swinging around
He
a
lit
flamethrower.
Jack Perry on fire.
Yeah, like it's not the worst thing they've done.
We've used exploding tack tennis shoes on a super kick. Like,
yeah, it's
the outrage is so stupid.
the choices that we made in this particular situation is just ridiculous. I'm going to try to lighten the mood as we move on, because the last couple of weeks we have done a segment that is shouting out the people that are part of our Gimmick Media Table. Gimmick Table Media, excuse me. It's getting late. Part of our group. We shouted out the Wonderful Wrestling Divas podcast the first week. Last week was Sid's Media. This week is possibly the second longest friend of the show. A couple of guys that we would not be here if it wasn't for them in the capacity that we're currently in. Two guys that I feel at this point are past friends, are no more like brothers. So we're going to see the Run-In Wrestling podcast. So here's a clip of theirs. When it goes down, it's going to show a little schedule in the background. Just kind of look that over for a second before we come back live, so you can see our partners and what schedules they have. There's a couple of new shows that I need to put on there, but this basically shows everything and everybody that's part of the group. So here we go.
So Herb, do you have any questions? Any thoughts?
No questions, but I'm clearly going to go for New Day here, just for reasons.
It's because you like purple, right? And they've got the purple outlines.
I was, when you first put the picture up here, Mike, that's the only thing I thought about, but I was like, how do I phrase this?
You just say you agree with Herb. No, Herb builds you up. So there you go.
Oh, you know what?
Funny.
I didn't even see there was a graphic on here. Oh,
that's why I smirked when the graphic came on. I was like, oh, come on, don't do this one, Mike. Don't do this.
I mean, come on. Who did you guys invite on the show? You even put us on the same side as them in the graphic and you two on the other side. Like,
God bless it.
I'm just saying.
I can't believe Herb said that.
The great thing about that clip is you also get to see Herb and Raj from the Herb and Raj podcast. They do sports content. They're also wonderful friends of the show. We love when they pop in from time to time. Go check them out as well. But one of the funniest clips I think I've ever seen. That was in an episode where they were doing predictions of a show coming up. Herb and Raj had just started watching wrestling again. And so they're explaining to them like the matches coming up and the story behind them. And they're like, all right, who are you picking in this match? And you have the New Day and you have the Viking Raiders. Wonderful little clip there. So definitely go check them out. That is going to.
So Herb, do you have any questions? Any thoughts?
No
Again,
question.
or...
My bad. I hit the wrong button. I feel like Okada. Hit the wrong button.
Sorry.
No. That leads us to the end of the show though. So for the last pop this week, Originally, I had a thing written for Breast Cancer Awareness Month because we're still in that for another 9-10 days. But I feel like with everything that's been going on here recently, it's good to bring back the old analogy. Wrestling is a buffet. You can like what you like, and you can do that without talking bad about the thing that you don't like. All this weekend, we've heard people complain about AEW and what they do, WWE and what they do. It doesn't matter. I remember being a kid watching Saturday morning cartoons. And I loved David the Gnome. And I did not like Care Bears. And I didn't have to walk around and go, those fucking Care Bears and the people that watch them. Because it just wasn't my thing. I just didn't.
Care Bears?
I didn't. I wasn't a fan of the Care Bears. I'm sorry. Come back. Come back. I will buy you a Care Bear. I apologize. No, but my point is that, though, like, we all like our own things. Like, we don't have to hate on each other or hate on the things that we like just because we don't like it. The analogy we always use, and I got to start getting residuals now because now Chris Van Vliet's saying it, MVP's saying it, taking our shit. It's a buffet. If you want the mac and cheese, go eat the mac and cheese. It doesn't mean you got to talk shit about the pot roast. Let that person eat what's on their plate. You eat what's on your plate. I am just going to sit here and eat it all because I just love it all.
Oh, you're talking about restaurant. I thought you were talking about the food. I was going to make a joke. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I know. I eat it all because I'm fat anyway. But right now, as a wrestling fan, though, we are eating so well because the indies are rocking. We got AEW, we got WWE, TNA's on the rise, NWA's still hanging there at the end of it. Like, we've got all of these things that are in front of us that we're able to watch. And if you don't like it, just don't watch it. Don't talk shit about it. Don't talk shit about the people that watch it. We don't need to call them sickos. We don't need to call them WWE sycophants or like, we don't need any of that. The worst thing about WWE fandom is the WWE fans. The worst thing about the AEW fandom is the AEW fans. That's always how it goes with fandoms, though. The community sometimes is the worst part of the product. Do better. Be better. And we will help you be better if you continue to catch us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Blue Sky. Sign up for the Kicking Attitude Discord. You can find all of those right here at that QR code. It'll take you to the link tree for the Gimmick Table Media Group. You'll see all of our stuff. You'll see all of the wonderful friends that we have in our group as well, which will hopefully be growing by the day. Love to have some more people in it. So if you are a content creator and you want to be part of the group, just hit me up in my DMs over on over on Twitter, preferably. That's the one I look at the most. But in the meantime, and in between time, thank all of you that showed up today. Thank you for the fans over here on the Clock app. Appreciate you. We may or may not have a show on Thursday. That's in contention right now. If we do not have a Thursday, though, we are going to have another one this week. We'll just do it later in the week.
Or Wednesday.
Or Wednesday. That's not a bad idea either. But in the meantime, and in between time, we will catch you on the next one.